Hello everyone, this video I have made to discuss a few questions which are taken from NEET 2000 paper code P1, and as we have already done with chapter 2 of biological classification of class 11th and chapter 8 cell the unit of life. So these are only a few questions, 2 or 3 questions which are taken up from this chapter. So let's start with the first one. Which of the following statements is not correct? Right? So options are: lysosomes have numerous hydrolytic enzymes. The hydrolytic enzymes of lysosomes are active under acidic pH. Third one is lysosomes are membrane-bound structures. Fourth one is lysosomes are formed by the process of packaging in the endoplasmic reticulum. So these are the 4 options, and we have to choose the one which is not correct. So let's see, first of all, we should know what is lysosome. So lysosome is a membrane bound structure or a membrane bound cell organelle which is found in the cytoplasm of cell. So this these lines which you see is taken from NCERT as such. So if you will read this, you will get all the answers. That's why it's very important to read the textbook, right? So first one says that lysosomes have numerous hydrolytic enzyme, which is true. And as you can see, it is mentioned here that hydrolytic enzymes which are present in lysosomes are of various types. It can be lipases, proteases, carbohydrases, and these are optimally active at acidic pH. It requires acidic pH, then only it will be active. These enzymes would be active. So the second point, which he says that hydrolytic enzymes of lysosomes are active under acidic pH. This one is also true, right? And lysosomes are membrane-bound structures. This is the first line which is mentioned. Lysosomes are membrane-bound vesicular structures. So this one is also true. Now, if you read further, it says that these are formed by the process of packaging in Golgi apparatus. But here it is written endoplasmic reticulum. So this one is a doubtful one, and this is the correct answer actually. This statement is not correct. It should have been Golgi apparatus. Reason, see, if this is the nucleus, from the nuclear membrane actually arises the endoplasmic reticulum, like this. So this is endoplasmic reticulum. So usually the rough endoplasmic reticulum is the one which arises from the nuclear membrane. And near the rough endoplasmic reticulum, we also find sac-like structure like this. This one is known as cis phase of Golgi apparatus. Here, this is known as the trans phase of Golgi apparatus. Now, from this endoplasmic reticulum, vesicles fuse with this cis phase, and from this trans phase, which is actually the maturing phase or mature phase, right? Mature phase to be correct. From here, the lysosomes or the vesicles with modified proteins or modified enzymes is released out. So actually, okay, let me draw plasma membrane over here. So this is nucleus, this is rough endoplasmic reticulum, and this is Golgi apparatus. So lysosomes are formed from the trans phase or mature phase of the Golgi apparatus. So this one should be the one which is not correct one. Here it should have been Golgi apparatus. So I hope you understood. So all the points are exactly taken from the textbook, right? So next question. The shorter and longer arms of submetacentric chromosomes are referred to as. So this is also again taken from chapter the cell unit of life, right? Chapter 8 of class 11th. Now, before solving this question, we should clearly know what is submetacentric chromosome. So here is the one picture taken from the textbook as such. It says that submetacentric chromosomes has centromere slightly away from the middle. So these are two sister chromatids. This is first sister chromatid, second sister chromatid joined at the center, exact center, and this is known as centromere. But if this centromere shifts slightly away from the center, it results in a short arm and a longer arm. Short arm is referred to as P arm, and long arm is referred to as Q arm, right? So this is metacentric chromosome. Metacentric, where centromere is at the center. This is submetacentric. This is acrocentric, and this is telocentric. In telocentric, it is nearly towards the one end, nearly to the end. So these are different types of chromosomes based on the position of the centromere. So the question is, the shorter and the longer arms of submetacentric chromosome are referred to as, what are they called? So they are S arm, L arm, no, this is wrong. P and Q arm respectively, or Q or P arm. So this is not true. So answer is among these, but first is shorter one is mentioned. Shorter one is known as P arm, longer one is known as Q arm. So this is the correct answer. This is the correct answer, right? Let's see the next one. Which of the following statements is incorrect one? Again, you have to find out which one is incorrect. So viroids lack a protein coat. Viroids lack a protein coat. Viruses are obligate parasites. Infective constituent in viruses is protein coat, or prions consist of abnormally folded proteins. For this, it is very important for us to know about viruses. Viruses are organisms which are made up of nucleic acid and proteins, right? And we have got one more kind of acellular organism which is known as viroids, which contains only nucleic acid. No protein coat is present, and nucleic acid is actually RNA. Another important thing, prions. These prions are acellular organism with abnormally folded proteins. Only abnormally folded proteins are present. There is no nucleic acid in it. If you remember, we had studied about mad cow disease, which is caused by this prions, right? So let's see the options again. So which of the following statements is incorrect? Viroids lack a protein coat. It is correct. It lacks a protein coat. Viruses are obligate parasites. That means they cannot complete their life cycle without the host. Obligate means they are completely dependent upon the host. They cannot survive without the host. So this statement is also correct. Infective constituent in viruses is the protein coat. This is incorrect, because in viruses, okay, we are talking about viruses now. In viruses, the infective constituent is actually the nucleic acid, not the protein. So this is the correct answer. Okay, this one is incorrect. Prions consist of abnormally folded protein. So that's correct. Okay, it's correct. So the question was, which of the following statement is incorrect? So the correct answer would be the third option. And one last question for today. Which of the following pair of organelles does not contain DNA? Right. Which of the following pair of organelles does not contain DNA? So this is the picture taken from, again, our NCERT book. If you see over here, this is mitochondria, and here it's written that mitochondria possesses single circular DNA molecule. Now, only two cell organelles are there which has got circular DNA molecule. Circular DNA molecule and 70S ribosomes, which are required for making proteins, and all the proteins which are required for the replication of DNA. And those cell organelles are double membrane bound chloroplast and mitochondria, right? So these are the two cell organelles with its own circular DNA, 70S ribosome, and all the proteins which are required for the replication of DNA. And these two cell organelles, these are also known as semi-autonomous cell organelles, and they replicate on their own. So the correct answer would be which does not contain DNA. So mitochondria contains, this cannot be the option. Okay. Chloroplast also contain DNA, so this also cannot be the option. Mitochondria here also contains, so this cannot be the option. The correct answer would be lysosomes and vacuoles. So that's all for today, right? And we can discuss more questions in the next coming videos.